Welcome back. So, like I said, I have another top 10 ready for you guys. And this time, I'm going to talk about a TV show that I really like. So, I really like the Mythbusters. It's one of my favorite shows. And it's really one of the only shows I watch now. And so, since this is its final season, I decided to do a top 10 favorite Mythbusters episodes. Now, I'm not talking about one specific myth here. Otherwise, I'd probably talk about Water Heater Rocket a lot and just talk about each time they did it. No, this is about a specific episode. I'm talking about what the myths were. I won't say whether or not they're confirmed or plausible or busted. So that way you can just check them out yourself. These are more recommendations that I would give somebody who hasn't watched the show or maybe want to know what it's about, especially with the series about to end. Or people who may have watched it before and then maybe not watched it as much lately. So with that being said, here are my top 10 favorite Mythbusters episodes. So number 10 is the Viral Hour special. This is one of the first episodes where they talk about viral videos and they actually test whether or not certain things are really true. And they even say, well, you can't believe everything you see on the internet. And the 4 myths that they tackle are pretty cool. They tackle the rocket powered jet car. So it's not really a rocket, it's water jets. Yes, they show the video from, I don't know where it's from. These guys have these hoses pointing down on a car and they lift it up. And they say, oh, can that really happen? And it's pretty cool. I kind of like that video too. And they check that one out. They also talk about invisible water. They show a little fish tank with somebody pouring what they call invisible water into it, and then they make a tinfoil boat, make it float. Pretty simple one, and they don't spend too much time on that, which honestly you don't need to. And Carrie, Tori, and Grant do 2 very interesting ones. One is fainting goats, which is pretty hilarious to watch. Anyone's ever watched videos on fainting goats? Yeah, it's pretty funny. And the way that they test it, it's pretty damn funny too. And the other one, which is really cool, is the sawdust cannon. And this is the episode where they have one of the biggest, if not the biggest fireball they have ever made on the show. It is freaking great. And it's pretty sweet, and I definitely think you should check it out. Number 9 on my list is the video game special. Yes, this one actually came out last year. So, I like video games. I play video games. They're fun. And they do 2 video game myths here that are pretty diverse. One is more of a casual, phone game, and some of you probably find on Xbox Live. And the other one, it's basically every platform out there, FPS. One was Fruit Ninja, real world Fruit Ninja. How easy is it to actually take a sword and slice and dice fruit in real life? I've never played Fruit Ninja, but I probably wouldn't mind trying Fruit Ninja in real life. Also, they do one where it's the Doom level. Yeah, it's a really good myth about, can you really carry all that crap that you see a video game protagonist carry, like in Doom or Wolfenstein? I know in like Halo and a couple other games, you can only carry a couple weapons, and they do the comparison. It's pretty cool. They show one where, okay, find a new gun, put down the other one, and you just use the one you have. And then the second time they do it, they carry all of it. It's 80 pounds in total. It's really fun to watch these guys try to do it. And they even bring in a UFC fighter to help them out with this sort of situation. Pretty cool. Number 8 on my list is the Super Size special. This is one of the first episodes I had watched, and it's really cool. The 4 myths that they supersize are Supersize Shark. In this one, they go to South Africa to test the myths if sharks are afraid of dolphins, and is there a tone that attracts sharks. Pretty scientific, and I like sharks, as you all know. I like Shark Week. I enjoy shark movies, so I definitely got a kick out of it. One that I just had the most fun with was Jet Taxi. There it was. Yeah, Jet Taxi. The myth is that a cab in Rio de Janeiro runs a stoplight, goes into an airfield, and then the plane just whoo, throws it with its exhaust. And not only do they test the taxi, they also test a bus and a small airplane, which just watching those scenes was hilarious and pretty damn sweet too. And the one that was kind of suggested by the fans, and I'll get into stuff like that later, was can you wakeboard behind a cruise liner? This is something you would probably see out of like, Kingsman or 007. I've never watched 007, but probably be pretty cool to check out if they did a Kingsman sequel. And so you see them training. Tori, Carey, and Grant do that one. And they also do Jet Taxi, where Adam and Jamie do the Shark Miss, and also they revisit the JATO rocket. This is the second time that they do it. And it's a pretty cool little bit of science and rocketry. And of course the ending causes them to revisit a third time. And I'm kind of glad that they do it 3 times, which builds up the anticipation of it when they did it the last time. But unfortunately, JATO 3 is not on my list. Oops. So, number 7 on my list is the Laws of Attraction. Now, I like Laws of Attraction. This one is a lot of fun, and I have to say, I had so much fun watching this episode because they do some really cool myths about whether or not they break down the science of sexual attraction. It's really cool. Carey, Tori, and Grant do 2 that I had a good laugh at. One was, do bigger breasts mean bigger tits? And they did, the way they did it was they used, was it regular, small, and huge breasts. Yeah, I don't say huge. I'm not from New York, sorry. Also, they did one, does money attract women? I was so looking forward to that one because it was one of those things that I was like, oh, this is going to get a lot of hate. But I so wanted to see that one. And of course, Adam and Jamie do 3 different ones, which are pretty cool. The first one they do is, do people get dumber in the presence of some of the member of the opposite sex? And the way that they tested was pretty scientific, pretty cool to watch. And I was dreading the results on this one because I know some men who are just idiots, especially when they're around women. And so I was dreading that one. Another one they did was, do pheromones work? And this one was pretty cool. I always hate Axe. Axe smells horrible, and if you see an Axe commercial, they make it seem like this will make you irresistible to women. And I was pretty glad to see that they're putting this sort of thing to the test. I don't think they use Axe. It's more of a quote-unquote deodorant. So they use actual pheromone sprays you'd find on the internet. And the other one they do is a classic gentlemen prefer blondes. So do gentlemen prefer blondes? I never really heard that one too much, but I was glad they tested it out, and the way they tested it out was pretty cool, and you could tell that Adam was having fun. Jamie, he seemed a little he seemed a little uncomfortable at times. So that was pretty cool. Number 6 on my list is the Halloween special. This one I had fun with because I like scary movies, and some of the stuff that they checked out on this one were cool. Adam and Jamie do 2 of them, and I think Carey, Tori, and Grant do 1. Carey, Tori, and Grant do the smell of fear. And this is probably the most scientific one of the 3. Is there a smell to fear, and can people actually smell it? And the way they tested was pretty cool, and I had a good laugh seeing them get scared. Oh man, as a sadist, I was enjoying that scene. And Adam and Jamie do the two that they do is there a sound to fear that people can't hear, but it does something to them that can make you feel like someplace is haunted or has ghosts in it. Ooh. The other one they did was moving dead bodies. This one was cool because this is, you had to be like in a scary movie. You see these in comedies or action movies where they just sling around a dead body as if there's no problem. And the way they tested is pretty cool. I had a little bit of a problem with the ending of it though, but I enjoyed it and it was pretty cool to watch. So right now, this is part one of this list. Let me ask, what's your favorite myth? Just one particular myth. So stay tuned for part two. That'll be coming up almost immediately. Later.